Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching About Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Tuesday, September 23rd at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 39 of 2025, and in my neck of the woods it is currently 73 degrees with a high of 78 and a low of 66. Welcome to my broadcast. I am here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, pretty pictures, and the what, the how, and the why of adult coloring. In other words, I show you what I'm doing, I show you how I'm doing it, and then I explain why I did what I did. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always delightful. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact. Just like Luann Swift and her daughter Laura. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who see this broadcast when I download it into my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. So tonight, I'll be continuing to work on my Fairies and Mushrooms Jubilee book. We just started out this image. Check it out. What a cutie. And I'm about to finish up this one from Enchanted by Selena Fenish. Let me show you these book covers. Fairies and Mushrooms Jubilee. That's where the first image comes from. And then this is the book for Enchanted by Selena Fenish. Check it out. And then, drum roll, when I'm done with this, because all I have to do is put in the hair and the play around with the background a little bit, then I'm going to pop into my Thomas Kincaid book. I told you that I felt one of these coming up. This is the one with Snow White on the cover. I've got a couple of images that for some reason I didn't finish. This being one of them. And the other image I didn't finish is this one. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then I thought it would be fun to do an image with Mickey Mouse in it. Let's see where that little puppy is. I thought I would do that one. Isn't that ridiculously cute? So that's the book that I'm going to be working out of tonight when I'm done with my fairies. I think it'll be a lot of fun. All right. So let me set that off to the side. Let me set this one off to the side. And let's see who's popped in already. All right, Sandy. Oh my gosh. Hello, Sandy DeSanto. It's been ages. Julie, good evening. Miss Karen, hello. Hello, Sherry. Janie, hello. Hello, Crafting with Kristen. Welcome. Hello, Kitty. Onyx, howdy, right back at you. Miss Jonah. Angry Bear. Oh, Onyx, you have a kid's Mickey Mouse coloring book. There you go. You can work in that one. Hello, Leela. How was everybody's day today? Win, lose, or draw? I'm going to say draw. Yeah, it's been a quiet day. Jonah, win. Oh, Jonah, what was your win? Kitty, draw. Onyx, draw-ish. Leela, draw. Julie, draw. Angry Bear, draw. Janie, win and lose. Sandy, draw. Sherry, draw. Jonah says the urologist is going to start the procedure to get rid of pain. Excellent. That's definitely a win. Leela says, I slept a lot today, didn't sleep at all last night. Oh, sorry to hear that. Onyx says, night shift woke me up a lot last night. How come? What was going on? All right. Oh, they kept laughing loud. Okay. Oh, sorry to hear that. Okay, Onyx is going to remind everybody to hit that like button. We've got 12 people in here and only 8 likes. Remember, guys, you're not doing it for me. You're doing it for other people so they become aware of our group. And that way people have a place to go at night. All right. How many times have you seen somebody come in here when I asked how they found us and they said, oh, it was a YouTube recommendation? In other words, guys, you are doing somebody else a what? A favor. Okay. Got my scratch pad. Got my paper towel to put underneath my hand. And I'm going to start working with some blues. And the reason I'm going to be working with blues is I want to start playing around with that pillow. And again, as Julie's reminding you, this is from Fairies and Mushrooms Jubilee. Sandy, what have you been up to? Okay, let's play around with our light a little bit. Sandy, how is Gracie, your dog, doing? Busy enjoying summer. We'll be on more since it's getting darker earlier. Gracie is great. Excellent. Okay, let me swatch my colors for you. Now, all of this is going to be in the mid-range of the blues. In other words, my darkest blue is not super, super dark. There's my dark. There's my medium. And there's my light, which is a grayish blue. Alrighty, let's get coloring. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my lightest color. Let me get up in the upper right hand corner. Jonah, who are you talking about? She is gorgeous. Now notice I'm coloring in little circles. So Sandy, are you coloring along with us on this? Take your time. So who's coloring tonight? And if you're coloring, what are you coloring? Onyx, you're watching, but you colored earlier. Fair enough. Kitty is reading a book. Janie is coloring small victories. She's got 2.5 pages in the book left. Cool. Here's a picture of Sandy's dog, Gracie. Such a cutie pie. I thought you guys would enjoy seeing this picture. All right. Let's move down to the bottom here. You can easily see the lightest area, our medium, and then our dark on the outsides. Okay. I sure did, Janie. I believe I even gave you a thumbs up on it. Good job with it. So I have a question for you guys. Which I would really appreciate an answer to. So, what brings you in to watch this broadcast like you do? Especially those of you that stop by on a regular basis. What's the attraction? Janie says learning and the friendship. Sandy says to learn how to color since I only knew one way to color. Angry Bear, at first it was learning to color, now the community. Leela says when I came, wanted to do better coloring, blending, and faces. Kitty says quiet time for her because I sometimes overthink things. Onyx says the friend. The friends. Julie says being with like-minded people who enjoy the art of coloring. The friends and learning new techniques. All right. Well, you guys know I work very hard to stay relevant. Okay, here is our light color. Sandy, you downloaded Procreate to try it out. Good for you. By the way, Julie, go ahead and put your link to your Procreate here on YouTube. All right, there's my light. Let's pull out. Oh, Sandy, you watched the broadcast with Julie doing it. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to come in. I'm going to do dark. Oh, Julie, yeah. Sandy says, please message me your link. All right, now I'm going to pop over to the right. Hi, Jackie. All right, and let's get down to the bottom. Jackie, what was your win today? You spent a couple of hours with a good friend. Oh, that's great. That's always worth it. All right. Still working on my darkest color on the dark part of the grayscale. And I will remind you that it does not matter in your dark, medium, and light what you put in first. Hey, Angie. Okay. Then I'm going to pop in with my medium. Back to my dark for a second. And then we'll put our medium up here. And we'll run our medium up the side. Yeah, Mamie's going through a really tough time right now. A friend of her and her husband's has recently been diagnosed with cancer. He was supposed to be having surgery this week, but then they ran into some heart conditions with him. Angie, you said today was a lose but still a win? Okay, medium up here. Back to my light. Notice how I'm blending the edges? And then our dark. Sandy says, I just lost two friends recently, 2 weeks apart. One with cancer, the other was supposed to have hernia surgery and ran into other issues. Ah. Okay. Now I'm going to come back down here on the side and we'll work our medium in. And you really need to pay attention to your light, medium, and dark on this pillow. Notice how when I bring my medium over underneath this flower that it starts to make this thing look like it's got wrinkles in it. Diamond, hello. Okay. I'm going to blend up here a little bit on the top with my medium. Now check out sorry to hear that about your friend, Sarah. Now, notice, let me pull out so you can see this better. Notice how putting this medium intermittently in the middle of the pillow, that gives us a look of it being nice and scrunchy. In other words, it makes the material look like it's folded. And as Julie said, the blue looks like a fluffy cloud. Exactly. That's a good take on it. Okay, let's go up to the upper left-hand corner. And don't forget to blend your edges. All right, let's move down to the right hand side here. Angie, I really didn't look a lot into DBT therapy. I read up on it. All right, medium color again down the side. Again, when you take your medium and you run it into a dark area, blend up your edges. Guys, what's the #1 skill that you need to master in adult coloring? Okay, back with my light in this area here. Blending, that's right. And somebody needs to give me the definition of what a decent blending is. That way it'll benefit everybody else. Guys, what's the definition of a proper blend? When one color what? Seamlessly blends or disappears into the other. That's right, Angry Bear. Oh, is this beautiful? Let me pull out. Now, what I say about blending, that's right, Jonah, the different colors are blended so well that you can't tell where one color ends and the other begins. That's right. Now, what do I always tell you? Blending, that's the #1 skill you need to master in adult coloring. In other words, I would rather see a picture with horrible colors and top-notch blending than to have top-notch colors and horrible blending. There's just no two ways about it. All right, let's continue on the other side of our mushroom. Here's our dark. Now, what I always tell you is don't end a color when you run into an obstacle. In other words, bring that color just a little bit on the other side. Otherwise, it's going to look funny. All right. Just colored the underside of my mushroom. There's my dark, and then my medium. Back with my dark. and then my medium. And again, we want to blend what? That line between the two colors. Okay, to the left. Medium. And notice how I'm blending that medium into my lighter area. Let's blend up that light a little more in that spot. Okay, Angie, thank you. And then we have our dark. Okay. Now notice that we're bringing our dark up and along our edging with our fairy who's laying on this pillow. So there's my dark. There's our medium. And now we're going to take our dark. Let me rotate this a little bit. And let me pull out and we're going to edge and shadow along the arms of our fairy. And again, notice how I'm blurring that line between my darkest and my light. Check it out. Now, I'm just blending out my color a little bit from my edging here. And in this case, we're going from our dark to our light. Okay, now let's come back with our medium. And in order to make this pillow look more cloudy, I'm going to bring my medium into the mix. On top of our light. Now, notice how I'm putting this medium in the middle of my light. And again, to coin Julie's term, it looks nice like a cloud. So it looks like she's sleeping on a cloud. Okay, Julie, thank you. Julie, you said you were super tired last night. How are you feeling tonight? Okay, Leela. All right. Let's pull out. What do you think? It really does look like she is sleeping on a cloud. Any questions about this technique? Now, this should also be dawning on you that if you have clouds in the sky to color, use your light, medium, and dark blues. Okay. Now, we're going to take a light green. I'm going to finish off the pillow. And it may seem weird to do this, but trust the process. I've got a light green. There's the swatch for you. And we're going to put a hint of our green on our blue pillow. I'm in the upper left-hand corner. I'm going to use the side of my pencil, not the tip. And I'm just going to put a very faint tint of the green. Don't go crazy with your green. Now I'm going to put a little bit down here. Sarah, good night. Thanks for stopping by. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy Sarah, sleepy Sarah, purr, purr, purr. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit of green near these mushrooms right here. Again, I'm just putting a little hint of it. All right. Any questions at all about what I've done so far? Okay, let's play around with our leaves. We'll start to get the bottom of this. Pull yourself a light, medium, and dark green of your choice. Now, when you do your greens, don't get too dark with your darkest. Let me swatch these for you. There's my dark. There's my medium. There's my light. Let me sharpen these little guys. Oh, 18 likes, so close to 20. Let's get 2 more here. Now, what I'm going to do is on the leaves, I'm going to take my lightest green and tint in the whole leaf. And then I've got a little bit of grass around the outside here. At the base of that mushroom on the right. And I'm just tinting in my grass with my lightest green to start. And sometimes you'll see me do that, and I'm doing this as a way to identify where my colors are going to go. Now, don't get heavy-handed with your tinting. Remember, you're going to be bringing in other colors. All right, let's see. Here's another set of greenery. And let's work up the side a little bit. Again, this is my lightest green. Okay, now let's go back and detail. So I'm starting at my first sprig here. I'm going to come in with my medium. Don't forget to turn your pencil when you lift it. Check out now how I'm mixing my medium on this grass. Not blended very well at the moment, so let's get that blended. Now on the left hand side here, I'm going to go back with my light. Miss Jackie, good night. Let me pull out. Back with my medium. And then I'm going to come in with my dark. Any questions? Okay, Sherry, thank you. Let's go back up to our plant where all this started. I'm going to bring in my dark on the underside of the leaves. And check out how I'm using my darkest to do my shadowing. Isn't that beautiful? Now, while I'm here, I'm going to bring in a little bit of brown. And it's actually going to be a gold that I'm using. And I'm going to erase out a couple spots here. And I'm going to put in some gold. Maggie, hello. And check out how that gold now really makes a difference. Maggie, good to see you. Now I'm going to go to the right here. And add some of it there. What a difference. What do you think? So the point of this is, don't forget to use browns when you are doing greenery, especially in kind of, well, we've got, dirt and ground down here. So that's where you're going to use it. Don't forget this, guys. Okay, time to switch projects. I think we're in really good shape with this. Next project. And don't forget, I'm going to be starting up tonight, or working on a couple of pictures from the Disney Dreams collection, Thomas Kincaid. I have a couple of images that I started. For some reason, I didn't finish it. So I'll finish these 2 pages. And then I'm going to be working on a Mickey Mouse page. Mickey and Minnie. There you go. Okay, Maggie. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay. So let's wrap up our Enchanted. Don't forget that tomorrow is going to be a walkthrough of my newest book, which is my Audubon book. Now, I did the face yesterday. We did a little bit of blush and makeup. So on the hair, I'm going to come in with a light gold. Oh, onyx, you can have as much mayo as you want. Although I am kind of low on it. Add mayonnaise to my Walmart shopping list. And I also have a couple flowers here that I missed. I thought I saw two that I had missed. There's the one. And then I'm going to come in with my Sharpie marker and put my dot. Okay, now on top of the 2 shades of yellow that I put in the hair originally, I'm now going to come in with a very light gold. And we're just going to enhance that yellow just a little bit. Look how beautiful that looks. So she's still blonde, but with this little bit of gold in here. It gives us that intensity. Okay. And look at the difference between this hair now and this hair over here. That's the difference. Okay, now I want you to notice that I'm using this darker color in the areas where the hair comes together. And also, very lightly, again, over the top of my yellow. So notice we have a little bit darker here. See where that hair comes together? We'll darken that up a little bit. Guys, the way to look at this about coloring, adding this gold to the hair, it's the same principle as coloring snow. In the darker areas on the snow, we make it a light blue. How beautiful is that? Any questions about coloring our blonde hair? Let me pull out so you can see the effect. Isn't that beautiful? So if you were to ask somebody what color her hair is, they would say what? Blonde. Oh, as I started to say, and I don't think I've completed the thought, is Wednesday is the flip through of the new Audubon book that I put out for birds. Thursday, I'm going to show you how I cut and glue my pencils to make them longer. So that'll give you guys ideas of how to do the same thing. Guys, what do you think of the blonde hair? All I'm doing with this light brown is bringing out the highlights in the blonde hair. All right. Done with the hair. Now let's get this background completed with our blues, and then I can call this one done. Let me get my chalks. Again, you can use eyeshadow or you can use your Faber-Castells. All right, paper towel. We've already got our light blue. Okay, Onyx. On the background, so now I'm going to come in with a medium blue. And I'm just very lightly going to mix that in. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it start to look like we have kind of a mix of clouds in there. Let me zoom in so you can see this. So the difference being is instead of erasing out an area to make it look like clouds, I'm going in and I'm adding a darker color to make our already light areas end up looking like the clouds. Make sure you understand the difference. Okay, Onyx, thank you. Let's go down to the bottom. Same thing. Now I'm getting into some narrow areas here, so I'm going to grab a sponge tip applicator. And I'm going to rub it on my chalk, and then I'll rub it into my areas in between here where it's tighter. All right. Let me pull out. Oh, Maggie, that was quick. How long does it take you to get to Allie's house? Okay, now, I actually have a white chalk. I need to clean it off a little bit. Hold on. So let me take my paper towel. There's my white chalk. And I'm going to add it into my lighter areas here. Now, it's a very subtle addition. Check it out. So the moral of this story is, don't discount your white chalk. I'm going to actually scrape a little pile of it here. Now, white chalk is really great if you are coloring like a foggy area. And hopefully you guys can see this color difference. All right. Let me go down here. Let me pull out just a tad so you can see what's going on, what a concept. So I've got my little piles of white chalk here. Got my paper towel. Check out how cool this looks. What do you guys think of this? Do you like it? I think we're done with this. Is everybody clear about what to do with your chalks? And any questions on this? All right, guys, what's my very last step to do? And the answer is Sir Gummy. So I have a gummy eraser, which I don't think that Julie has the link for. And what I'm going to do is on the border of where I have put eyeshadow, I'm going to tap up and down. And what that does, it's the border between colored pencil and the eyeshadow. And what it does is it pulls any eyeshadow off of the colored pencil. Onyx, what's the problem? And I am declaring this done. Any questions or comments? Krylon spray. Number 1306. Matte spray. Now, what this spray does, it intensifies the colors a little bit. All right, let me spray this. And we'll let that dry. Again, any questions, any comments? Did you learn something off of this? All right, let me get my initials on here. on, let me get the date. Now, for some reason, the name Belinda, Belinda, is coming to mind. So, with your agreement, I'm going to call her that. Leela, you like the name? Okay, there you go. Calling this one done. Yay! Next project. Disney Dreams Collection, Thomas Kincaid. Let me look up something real quick for Julie. All right. I just sent Julie the link to the kneaded erasers. So she'll pop that in there for you guys. Let me find the, oh, before I do that though, oh, here's another image of Mickey and Minnie Mouse that I can do for you. I'm almost thinking I want to do this one instead of the other one that I showed you. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that one has a little more curb appeal. So there's the image, there's the colored version of it. It's pretty cute. Okay. So I'm going to show you a few images that I've colored out of these books. Now, unfortunately, people are intimidated by this book. And you shouldn't be at all. Here is Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Oh, hold on. Let's see, 8/17, it looks like 22. Wow, 2 years ago. Check it out. What do you think? Now, I keep telling you, you are not going to get an exact representation. Why? Because the picture on the left is an oil painting. The picture on the right is colored pencil. Big difference. Now, there is no way that you should be intimidated by working pictures out of this book. If anything, you should be excited about working out of it because the finished image and guide is right to your left. Are they involved? Yes. Are they hard? No. Here is Lady and the Tramp that we did. Oil painting on the left. Colored pencil and water-based marker, a little paint on the right. Here's another one we did. Alice in Wonderland. Is it exact? No. Is it a great representation? Yes. And quite honestly, if you are refusing to do any of these pictures because you're intimidated, you are really shortchanging yourself. These books are great learning tools. We had a lot of fun with our Winnie the Pooh. Janie, you did the Cinderella and Prince Charming. I think that's it so far. There is no reason for not doing this. Okay, Sandy colored this Minnie and Mickey Mouse. This is her version of it. Cute as a button. All right. So let me finish up my Cinderella, my Snow White. I might have been using this as a demo page showing you how to do the different things, but I thought this would be a great opportunity to get these 2 pages done. And I think the book is only, I think it's like $8 on Amazon. Julie, would you put the link to this book again? I know that you put it in earlier. Yeah, if you scroll up a little bit, Disney Dreams Collection, Snow White on the cover. Okay. get a good light here. Now, you got to be careful when you choose your skin colors not to get an orangey color. Okay, let me show you the colors I came up with. And of course, there are various shades that you can come up with. Just make sure that you do a light, a medium, and a dark. All right. Here's my light. Here's my medium. There's my dark. All right, let's get our face and arms done. Here's our light. Remember, guys, small circles. Work your pencil into the tooth of the paper. And on her, by her shoes, we've got just a little bit of skin color. All right, that's my light. Let's go back to our face. Now, we don't have a heck of a lot of room to work with. Here's our medium. Now, I'm going to show you the original. If you notice, her face is highlighted on the right-hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Okay, left elbow. Again, not much room to work with. A little bit of our medium, and then our dark on the edge. And let's do our arm. Back to our medium. Now, I want you to notice that as I'm adding the medium on either side, that's making the center of the arm come out lighter. And that's exactly what we want. And then we'll come in with what? Our dark. And let's move down to the footies. I'm going to go right into my dark color because the area is so small. All right. Let me pull out. And you can see how beautifully this is coming together now. I'm just blending up that line a little bit here on her arm. Okay, the ribbon in her hair. Dark pink. Now I'm going to add a shine spot, which means I take my white Prismacolor particularly, and I'll add that on top. Details, guys, details. That really makes that ribbon stand out, doesn't it? All right, let's pop down to her shoes. And her shoes, according to the original, are an orangey color. Probably more of a gold. Let me show you the original on this. So we're going to have golds and yellow. And the other way we can do this is with a, let me get there you go. A light orange and yellow. So I'm going to put my shine spots on first. This will be my yellow. And then my orange. How pretty is that? And then I'm going to bring a little bit of brown into that. Not much, just enough to add a little detail. And it's not really detail that we're adding, it's depth. All right, let's get a little brown in there. Good night, Janie. I'm about to wrap up. And brown on the bottom of the shoe. Okay, let's get our brown on our other shoe. All right, there we go. Let me pull out. And I would say that we've got our Sleeping Beauty done. Any questions or comments to finish up Sleeping Beauty herself? Okay, I'm calling it an evening. We got a lot done tonight. We started our Disney Dream Collection, Thomas Kincaid. Oh, I'm sorry, Leela, I misspoke. Snow White. Thank you for mentioning it. All right, Snow White. We finished our fairy on the branch from Enchanted by Selena Fenish, and her name is Belinda. And we continued our fairy out of the Fairies and Mushroom Jubilee book. And I showed you how to make a pillow look really cushy. So we are in good shape. Okay guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching About Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. Love on each other. That's what this group is known for. I will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Have a great rest of the evening. I'm glad you could stop by. Please be sure to hit that like button. We want others to know about this. Oh, Onyx is handing out pillows and blankets. Tomorrow night is the flip through of my Audubon book for birds. I think you're going to really like it. And then Thursday, I'm going to show you how to glue on the pencil nubbies to extend using number 2 pencils to extend the length of your colored pencils. All right, so let me zoom in here on this pillow. Guys, take care. See you tomorrow night. Have a great rest of the evening. Thanks for joining. All right, guys, take care. Bye.